Ag Bioscience, the #1 ag tech podcast globally, is now available on video. Hear from leaders and innovators across food, animal health, plant science, ag tech, and agriculture. Mondays at 6 a.m. on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. While you're there, subscribe and leave us a review. It's the Ag Bioscience Podcast with Agronovis Indiana. Get more information at agronovisindiana.com.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. I'm Alex Braun. Around 1 year after launching their ready-to-drink cocktail brand, 2 Indiana University graduates are celebrating statewide success. Luke Noss and his co-founder Lucas Lemmy founded 9 a.m. Club, a slate of drinks that include electrolytes and fruit juice and contain no added sugar or carbonation. The products are now available in 115 stores across the state, despite what Noss calls stiff competition.
We're going against companies with millions of dollars in marketing. And we're a bootstrap company that's just scrappy and we're fighting. The best way to do it is organic growth, grassroots foundation, and it overtakes that way versus pumping dollars into things that might not have a good ROI.
Noss says his team is looking at entering grocery, big box retail, and bars in the future. An Irish medical technology company with its U.S. operations based in Fort Wayne is one step closer to launching a pocket-sized brain monitor that uses artificial intelligence to detect seizures in newborns. NeuroBell has secured $5.5 million in funding to support the launch of its wireless device called Luna and is now preparing to seek FDA approval. Indiana Governor Mike Braun extended the state's gasoline tax suspension today, likely the last extension this year. Drivers in Indiana will not need to pay either the state's 7% gasoline usage tax and the gasoline excise tax through early August. The order continues savings of 62.5 cents per gallon. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media podcast network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.
The Indiana Commission for Higher Education is restricting new applications for a popular workforce grant as demand outpaces available funding. IIB's Aubriana Herron has more.
Indiana's Workforce Ready grant allows Hoosiers to earn high-growth industry credentials for free, but will be limited to returning students and independent students for the coming school year. The commission notified colleges of the change via email last week, citing a state law directing the commission to prioritize independent students when demand exceeds available funds. Federal financial aid rules define an independent student as adults who are at least 24 years old, as well as married students, parents, or active duty service members. Dependent students will remain eligible if they received at least $1 in Workforce Ready grants last school year and have not exhausted their grant. The change is due to high demand for industry credentials, which threaten to exhaust available funds for workforce-ready grants covering tuition for Hoosiers pursuing careers in advanced manufacturing, health sciences, and transportation and logistics. Enrollment in workforce-ready eligible programs surpassed 4,500 in fiscal year 2026, more than doubling the 2,200 grants awarded in the fiscal year 2020, according to the Commission. At the same time, expenditures went from $4.5 million to $9.5 million, with claims forecasted to exceed appropriations in fiscal year 2027. The state appropriated $5.7 million a year in its most recent biennial budget. CHE advised colleges to prioritize returning students first, regardless of their status as dependent or independent, followed by first-time applications from independent students to preserve funding for the 2026-27 school year. Aubriana Herron, Inside Indiana Business, Radio.
Evansville-based Donaldson Capital Management announced Wednesday it has merged with Columbus-based IMC Advisors. The combined firm will provide clients with access to additional financial planning, investment, and service resources while strengthening operations in central Indiana. Financial terms of the merger were not disclosed. As a result of the deal, the IMC team will join DCM's office in the Breeden Building in downtown Columbus. Jasper-based Kimball Electronics is continuing its push to grow its medical contract manufacturing operations. The company has acquired Helvoet Polymer Technologies, a contract development and manufacturing organization based in the Netherlands, for $103 million. CEO Rick Phillips.
This is another meaningful step in our journey to expand our CMO capabilities and strategically position the company with an increased presence and penetration in the medical industry. The geographic footprint offers future growth potential. With a strengthened presence in Europe, immediate access to the rapidly growing medical market in India, and a clear pathway to accelerate growth to our facility in Indianapolis.
With operations in Europe and India, Helvoet specializes in microfluidics, diagnostics, and drug delivery products. St. Mary's College President Katie Conboy is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.